President John F. Kennedy said, "We choose to go to the moon, not because it is easy, but because it is hard." Imagine humanity's journey, from nomadic tribes huddling together around fires to skyscrapers reaching into the sky, from simple stone tools to the technology that now connects us across continents. Our civilization was born not in comfort, but in the crucible of hardship, shaped by the need to survive, adapt, and overcome. This is the paradox of hardship. It doesn't only test us, it builds us. Just as humanity evolved through countless trials, each one shaping our resilience and creativity, so too does individual character grow through adversity, revealing the depth and strength within. What is it that allows some to turn their trials into triumphs, their setbacks into setups for success? This is the secret paradox of hardship. Like a diamond formed under extreme pressure, it is often the most challenging experiences that bring out the brilliance within us. Have you ever felt like giving up? Do you find yourself tired of the challenges of life, feeling like you can never get a break, be it relationship problems or financial struggles? If this is how you feel now or have felt before, know that you are not alone. The first thing you must realize is to change your perception of your struggles and hopelessness. You must realize that your struggles and hardships are a paradox to your path, your growth, your ultimate story of progression to greatness. You must realize you are a gift. Your very essence of life passed on to you for generations spanning millennia is a testament to the power of life itself. Our lives are a gift. Life is precious and fragile. Every time you feel like you are defeated, remember this strong, powerful, and uplifting quote by Marcus Aurelius. When you arise in the morning, think of what a precious privilege it is to be alive, to breathe, to think, to enjoy, to love. Dwell on the beauty of life. Watch the stars and see yourself running with them. Think constantly on the changes of the elements into each other, for such thoughts wash away the dust of earthly life. Despite what you may think or what anyone may tell you, if you truly want to, if you truly believe in it and have a steadfast belief in yourself, and you are a good person, it does not matter what age you are. It is never too late to change. Never too late to change your thinking and take control of your mind. Seneca once said, "A gem cannot be polished without friction, nor a man perfected without trials." Take these quotes with you in life and constantly remember them whenever you find yourself struggling. Let's begin the lessons to further explore practical ways we can practice to improve ourselves and overcome hardship, and further understand the paradox of hardship. Lesson 1. From stone to steel. Thousands of years ago, our ancestors faced an unforgiving world. They were wanderers, chasing herds and weathering storms, adapting to the challenges of fire, predators, and raw nature. Theirs was a world where survival was uncertain, and comfort was a luxury beyond imagination. But each hardship pushed them to innovate, to create shelters from the wind, to shape tools from stone, and eventually, to settle into communities where resources and ideas could be shared. Like a river carving a canyon over millennia, their perseverance through hardship created the bedrock upon which civilizations would one day stand. And so it is with us. Each difficulty we face has the potential to shape us, adding layers of resilience, strength, and wisdom that lay the foundation of our character. Think of the transition from the Bronze Age to the Iron Age. Early humans learned to work with bronze, a softer metal, yet their needs outgrew its capabilities. They faced the grueling task of discovering and refining iron, enduring long and difficult trials to master it. This shift didn't happen overnight. It required patience, repeated failure, and relentless pursuit. Iron, stronger and more durable than bronze, became the backbone of a new era of civilization. In much the same way, the Stoics believed that hardship acts as our forge. Every challenge strengthens and tempers our character, turning us from softer metals into something harder, more resilient. Without hardship, we remain untested, our potential unrealized. As humans entered the industrial age, the challenges became different but no less demanding. Factories rose from fields, cities sprawled, and new challenges of disease, pollution, and labor conditions surfaced. Each new hardship required innovative solutions and resilience. It was this continuous facing and overcoming of obstacles that led to breakthroughs in medicine, engineering, and technology. Just as our civilization evolved by rising to meet these challenges, we too evolve on a personal level. The Stoics understood that hardship is the crucible in which our deepest character is refined. Like steel forged in flame, our resilience grows stronger with each challenge we face. Today, in our modern digital age, we live in the comfort and convenience that our ancestors could only dream of. But the paradox of hardship remains. It is still the catalyst for growth, whether it be on the grand scale of humanity or the personal scale of our individual lives. In the same way that civilization would not have advanced without enduring hardship, neither do we grow without embracing our own challenges. The Stoics knew this truth well and taught that we should seek to face hardship with courage and purpose. For each trial we endure is not merely an obstacle, but a stepping stone toward becoming the person we are meant to be. This week, reflect on a current hardship in your life and imagine it as part of your own evolutionary journey. Write about how this challenge might be shaping you, much like hardship shaped our ancestors' path. Consider what skills, strengths, or insights this difficulty is revealing in you. Reflect on how, like iron forged into steel, you might be growing stronger, more resilient, or more compassionate through this experience. This practice helps you see hardship as an essential part of your personal development, making you more intentional in how you face future challenges. Just as humanity rose from nomadic tribes to modern cities, so too do we rise, challenge by challenge, into our highest potential. Embrace the hard path not because it is easy, but because it is the path that shapes you into the person you are destined to become. Lesson 2. The Forge of Hardship, Building Resilience and Character Through Life's Fires. Have you ever wondered why some people seem to thrive when life throws its hardest punches? Why do some individuals emerge stronger, wiser, and more resilient while others crumble? This is the paradox of hardship, a secret the Stoics knew well, a challenge that, instead of breaking us, has the power to build us. But the Stoics didn't seek hardship out of some twisted love for suffering. They embraced it because they understood that hardship, like a forge, tempers our character and strengthens our resolve. It is a path that is difficult, yet precisely because of its difficulty, it has the power to transform us. In the famous words of President John F. Kennedy, "We choose to go to the moon, not because it is easy, but because it is hard." For the Stoics, hardship wasn't merely an obstacle. It was a tool, a catalyst for personal growth. In the face of adversity, they didn't flinch. They leaned into challenges, viewing them as opportunities to cultivate virtues like patience, discipline, and courage. Hardship is the forge where resilience, character, and inner strength are tempered. By stepping into life's fires, we don't emerge burned. We emerge stronger, transformed by the experience. Marcus Aurelius captured this transformative view when he said, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." The Stoics believed that hardship, far from being a barrier, is a necessary element of personal growth. Imagine each challenge in life as an iron bar and hardship as the hammer that shapes it. Without the hammer, the iron would remain raw and unformed, lacking structure and purpose. By facing difficulty, we refine our character, just as a blacksmith forges a blade through fire and repeated blows. Each struggle is a step toward the person we are capable of becoming, and the Stoics saw this process as essential to a life well lived. Epictetus, who was once a slave, urged us to remember that we have no control over what happens to us, only over how we respond. For Epictetus, hardship was not simply endured, it was mastered. The trials we face test our strength, resilience, and resolve. When we encounter difficulties with acceptance rather than resistance, we transform these experiences into opportunities to grow. Like a mountain climber facing a steep ascent, it is in the hardship of the climb that we find our footing, our courage, and ultimately the view from the top. The Stoics teach us that hardship doesn't diminish us, it elevates us. In a world that often prizes comfort and convenience, The Stoic approach to hardship can feel radical. Why seek out discomfort when ease is so accessible? Yet the Stoics argue that true strength, confidence, and fulfillment are only found through struggle, and the perseverance through those struggles and life's trials. The modern Stoic philosopher Massimo Pigliucci emphasizes this idea, explaining that facing hardship is not about seeking pain, but about pursuing growth. He echoes the sentiment of Kennedy's famous words, "It is not the easy that transforms us, but the hard, the challenging, the difficult." Only through these trials can we truly know ourselves and cultivate the resilience that carries us through life. Each night, take a few minutes to reflect on a challenging moment from your day or week. Write down what happened, how you felt, and how you responded. Then, imagine how a Stoic would approach the same situation. Would they react with acceptance? With patience? Consider if there is a way you might respond differently next time. Over time, this practice builds self-awareness and fosters a mindset that looks at hardship not as a setback, but as a stepping stone. By embracing the challenges of each day, you're not just enduring hardship. You're actively building your character, preparing yourself for greater resilience in the trials to come. Remember, the path to personal strength isn't found in avoiding hardship. It's in choosing, like those who aimed for the moon, to take on the difficult, knowing that in the struggle, we find the best version of ourselves. Lesson 3. Hardship is a pathway to inner strength and confidence. Have you ever looked back at a difficult period in your life and realized that it shaped you in ways comfort never could? This is the secret paradox of hardship. It is through struggle and adversity that we develop resilience, strength, and a deep-rooted confidence that no external ease could ever provide. In his famous speech, John F. Kennedy reminded us that we pursue challenging goals, not because they are easy, but because they are hard. The Stoics understood this too, recognizing that hardship isn't a roadblock, but a pathway, a rigorous but essential journey toward the development of our truest selves. Each struggle sharpens the mind, strengthens the will, and solidifies inner resolve. Imagine, if you will, the process of building muscle. Only through resistance, through repeated strain, does strength develop. Just as lifting heavier weights over time increases physical strength, facing increasingly difficult challenges in life builds our mental fortitude and inner confidence. For Epictetus, hardship was an opportunity to practice control over one's responses, to develop a kind of inner strength that external circumstances could not shake. When life tests us, he argued, it grants us the chance to cultivate a quiet, unshakable confidence, the kind that comes from knowing we can face adversity without losing ourselves. This confidence built through hardship is not fleeting. It becomes a permanent part of who we are. Hardship has a refining quality. Each trial is a lesson, a sculptor's chisel that gradually reveals our strongest, most resilient selves. By choosing to confront rather than avoid life's difficulties, we develop a kind of confidence that is unwavering, a deep trust in our ability to navigate whatever comes our way. The Stoics knew that true confidence is born not of ease but of tested strength. One way to cultivate this resilience is by practicing voluntary discomfort. Choose a small hardship each day, something you can endure that is outside your comfort zone, like committing to an exercise routine, waking up early on the weekends instead of sleeping in, disciplined eating habits, taking a cold shower, going a day without your usual caffeine, or sitting in silence without distractions. Observe your response to this discomfort. Reflect on the experience afterward, noticing how even small acts of voluntary hardship build mental discipline and confidence. Over time, this practice trains you to meet bigger challenges with steadiness and courage, showing you that discomfort is not a threat, but a tool for growth. Remember this: each challenge is a stepping stone, a gift that, while difficult, equips you with strength, experience, and an inner confidence that no ease could ever provide. The Stoics invite us to see hardship not as something to fear, but as a teacher that shows us our capacity for resilience and courage. Embrace the hard path not because it is easy, but because in facing it, you uncover your truest self. Lesson 4. The Sculptor's Chisel. How hardship shapes and reveals character. Have you ever considered that the most difficult moments in your life might also be the most defining? This is the secret paradox of hardship. It strips away pretense and comforts, revealing who we truly are at our core. The Stoics understood hardship not as a punishment, but as a sculptor's chisel, refining our character with each challenge faced and each struggle overcome. Through hardship, our values are tested, our resilience is fortified, and the essence of our character begins to emerge. Marcus Aurelius often reflected on this process, noting that hardship, rather than weakening us, serves to sharpen and reveal our virtues. For the Stoics, strength and character were intertwined, each hardship an opportunity to cultivate traits like wisdom, justice, courage, and temperance. Think of hardship as a storm that strips a tree of its weaker branches, leaving only those strong enough to withstand the force. What remains is a tree resilient and strengthened, just as we are after enduring life's storms. Seneca, another Stoic philosopher, believed that adversity is essential to the development of a virtuous life. Difficulties strengthen the mind, as labor does the body, he wrote, emphasizing that the challenges we face are necessary for building moral integrity and resilience. Hardship is a mirror, revealing our true values and priorities. When faced with adversity, we are given a choice: to respond in alignment with our highest principles, or to falter in our commitment to them. The Stoics taught that each moment of struggle is a moment of truth, a chance to prove to ourselves the strength of our convictions. Why not avoid difficulty when possible? The answer lies in the nature of growth itself. Modern Stoic thinker Massimo Pigliucci describes character as something that must be developed through experience, much like a skill honed through practice. It is in the crucible of hardship that we discover our endurance, patience, and moral clarity. Just as an artist's vision takes shape with each strike of the chisel, our character emerges through the difficulties we encounter and overcome. To avoid hardship is to avoid the chance to know and shape ourselves. This week, set aside time to reflect on a past hardship that significantly impacted you. Write down the details of the experience and consider the qualities you developed because of it. Did you become more resilient, compassionate, or courageous? By identifying the ways in which hardship has shaped your character, you begin to see these challenges not as burdens, but as valuable experiences that contribute to your growth. Over time, this practice reinforces the Stoic belief that hardship is a powerful tool for self-discovery, helping you face future challenges with a stronger sense of purpose and integrity. As we delve further into the paradox of hardship, remember, each trial is an opportunity for growth, each struggle a lesson in resilience. The Stoics teach us that, while we may not have control over life's difficulties, we do have control over our response. And in that response, our character is forged, refined, and ultimately revealed. Embrace the hardship not as a burden, but as the chisel shaping the masterpiece of your true self. Lesson 5. Diamonds under pressure, crafting greatness. What is it that allows some to turn their trials into triumphs, their setbacks into setups for success? This is the secret paradox of hardship. Like a diamond formed under extreme pressure, it is often the most challenging experiences that bring out the brilliance within us. The Stoics understood that greatness isn't born in comfort. It is shaped, honed, and polished by the grind of hardship and the fire of adversity. To endure hardship is to uncover the hidden power within, a strength that comfort alone cannot reveal. Take Elon Musk, for instance. He is a man whose vision seems straight out of a science fiction novel, a world where we live on Mars, drive electric cars, and link our brains directly to computers. But Musk's path was anything but easy. In the early days of SpaceX, his rocket launches failed multiple times, each failure costing millions and bringing him closer to financial ruin. Yet, Musk pressed on, driven by a resilience that wouldn't let him give up. Like a blacksmith hammering away at unyielding metal, Musk used each setback as an opportunity to learn, adapt, and grow. This relentless push through hardship became the foundation of SpaceX's success, reminding us that resilience in the face of failure is often what separates dreamers from doers. George Lucas, too, embodies this paradox of hardship. Long before Star Wars became a cultural phenomenon, Lucas was a struggling filmmaker facing constant rejection and skepticism. Studios doubted his vision of a space opera with groundbreaking special effects, and financing was nearly impossible to secure. Yet Lucas believed in his story and pressed forward, often funding parts of the film himself and working through exhaustion to bring his vision to life. Lucas's journey through relentless obstacles shaped not only his tenacity, but also his legendary creative standards. The very resistance he faced strengthened his commitment to making Star Wars exactly as he envisioned, proving that hardship is often the sculptor that brings an artist's unique voice into focus. Then there's Steve Jobs, whose journey reads like a modern Stoic tale. After co-founding Apple, Jobs was famously ousted from his own company, a devastating blow that could have ended his career. But rather than wallowing in bitterness, he used the hardship as a turning point, diving into new projects like Pixar and Next. This period of intense challenge became the fire in which his innovative spirit was reignited. When Jobs eventually returned to Apple, he did so with a newfound perspective and resilience that transformed Apple into one of the most valuable companies in the world. Jobs' journey illustrates the Stoic belief that hardship refines us, stripping away distractions and sharpening our focus on what truly matters. In today's world, where ease is often mistaken for progress, the Stoic embrace of hardship may seem radical. But as modern Stoic philosopher Ryan Holiday notes, the obstacle is the way. Musk, Lucas, and Jobs all turned obstacles into fuel for innovation and growth. Like a piece of iron tempered in fire, each hardship shaped and strengthened them, refining their vision and resilience. The Stoics understood that hardship doesn't just test us, it transforms us, revealing our core and making us stronger, more focused, and more capable. This week, reflect on a challenge or setback you're currently facing. Write down what it is, how it's making you feel, and what you might learn from it. Ask yourself, what would someone like Musk, Lucas, or Jobs do in my position? How could I turn this obstacle into an advantage? By reframing challenges as opportunities, you start to see hardship as a powerful teacher, one that helps you hone your character and potential. Over time, this practice will shift your mindset, helping you to view obstacles not as barriers, but as building blocks toward your own goals. Remember that each struggle is a chance to reveal the visionary within you. The Stoics teach us that hardship is not a foe to be feared, but a companion in the journey to greatness. Musk, Lucas, Jobs, all have shown us that it's through hardship that we become our most resilient, creative, and determined selves. So when life presents you with challenges, know that you are being forged in the fire, shaped into someone who can accomplish even the most audacious dreams. Embrace the struggle, not because it is easy, but because, through it, you too can become legendary. Lesson 6. Forge of Discipline. Self-mastery. Imagine standing at the edge of a fire, watching iron heated until it glows, softened by intense flames, so it can be shaped into something stronger. This is what hardship does to us. It becomes the fire that forges our discipline. As we face and overcome challenges, we are reshaped by each struggle, becoming more focused, resilient, and disciplined. Consider how hardship works on us like a craftsman's hammer. Each strike a test of our resolve, each moment of adversity an invitation to refine our inner strength. Life's challenges, much like the blacksmith's hammer, remove the impurities of impatience, laziness, and doubt, leaving behind a core of steady discipline. When we face hardship head-on, we learn to control our impulses, to act with purpose rather than emotion, and to stay focused on what matters even when comfort calls us away. Like the fire that tempers iron, hardship heats and reshapes us, preparing us for even greater challenges with each trial we endure. Imagine, too, the discipline required by the earliest explorers and navigators who traveled vast, unknown oceans with only the stars and a compass to guide them. Every storm, every uncertain night, forced them to trust in their skills, stay calm in the face of danger, and practice self-control, even when fear tried to steer them off course. This journey mirrors the Stoic approach to life. Each hardship demands discipline, teaching us to focus, to persist, and to overcome distractions. Just as those explorers developed their skills under constant trial, so do we sharpen our self-discipline through every hardship we face, turning uncertainty into confidence and chaos into focus. In our lives, discipline isn't something we simply have. It's something we build, like a fortress stone by stone. Each challenge becomes another stone laid in place, every small hardship a reinforcement of our foundation. Whether it's maintaining patience in the face of frustration or staying committed to our goals even when setbacks occur, hardship teaches us that true mastery is the result of consistent, intentional choices. The Stoics teach that discipline is not a matter of harsh self-denial, but of creating order within ourselves, a steady structure that withstands the storms of life. This week, choose one small area in your life where you can practice discipline, perhaps controlling an unhealthy desire habit such as watching explicit material, waking up at the same time each day, setting a regular reading habit, or spending a few moments in reflection each evening. Stick to this routine, no matter how small it may seem, observing the challenges that arise and noting how you respond. By practicing discipline in small, consistent ways, you start building the habit of mastery, reinforcing the Stoic belief that self-discipline is a daily choice. Over time, this steady commitment becomes a foundation of strength, helping you approach larger challenges with the calm assurance of someone who has been tempered by hardship. Remember this: discipline isn't born in a moment of ease, but forged in the fires of adversity. The Stoics saw discipline as a path to freedom, a way to master our reactions and desires rather than be ruled by them. Hardship, like a forge, makes us stronger, tempering our will and fortifying our resolve. Embrace each challenge, not as an obstacle, but as the fire that refines your character, shaping you into the person who can face whatever lies ahead with unwavering self-mastery. Lesson 7. Becoming your own mentor. Have you ever wished you had someone to guide you through life's most difficult moments, to offer you wisdom, patience, and encouragement when challenges seem overwhelming? This is the secret paradox of hardship. Through facing trials, we learn to become our own mentors. The Stoics understood that while we may seek guidance from others, the most enduring source of support comes from within. By cultivating self-awareness, wisdom, and compassion, we learn to navigate life's challenges with a steady hand, guiding ourselves with the same insight and care we would offer a friend. Imagine standing at a crossroads, unsure of which path to take, with only your own instincts and wisdom to rely upon. Hardship teaches us that we can be our own guide, that we can trust in the lessons we've learned from past struggles to inform our decisions and steady our course. Just as a mentor would offer perspective and encouragement, becoming a mentor to ourselves means reflecting on our past experiences, drawing from our inner strength, and having the patience to allow each hardship to unfold its lesson. The Stoics believed that self-reliance fortified by hardship is the path to true resilience, and that by cultivating this inner mentorship, we can face even the most daunting trials with courage and clarity. Consider the practice of self-reflection, a cornerstone of Stoic philosophy. Like a mentor guiding us to see our strengths and areas for growth, self-reflection allows us to look honestly at our reactions, choices, and values. Through regular reflection, we begin to understand our patterns and behaviors, to notice where we tend to falter, and to identify the habits that support our growth. The Stoics teach that wisdom is not just knowing what to do, it's understanding why we do what we do, recognizing our triggers, and choosing to act with intention. By turning inward, we become our own wise counselors, learning to navigate hardship with patience and purpose. Imagine hardship as a mountain we climb alone, each step revealing new insights, each setback teaching us resilience. Becoming your own mentor is about learning to trust your inner voice, to rely on your own counsel even when the path is steep. Just as an experienced mountaineer assesses each step with care, being your own mentor means cultivating the awareness to recognize when to push forward, when to pause, and when to recalibrate. Through this process, we develop a deep respect for our own journey, realizing that every hardship is an opportunity to grow stronger and wiser. In our modern world, it's easy to look outward for validation or guidance, but the Stoics remind us that true wisdom lies within. The art of self-mentorship is about becoming someone you can rely on, someone you trust to guide you through life's challenges with compassion and strength. By embracing hardship as a teacher, we cultivate an inner resilience that needs no external reinforcement. We learn to stand firm in our values, to offer ourselves kindness when we falter, and to lead ourselves with the clarity and courage of someone who has walked through fire and emerged stronger. This week, set aside 5 minutes at the end of each day to reflect on how you responded to the day's challenges. Ask yourself, if I were mentoring myself, what would I say about how I handled today's events? What advice or encouragement would I offer? Write down your observations, noting any patterns or areas for growth. By practicing this form of self-reflection, you begin to develop a compassionate, guiding inner voice that helps you approach future hardships with a sense of self-mastery and wisdom. Remember that becoming your own mentor is not a matter of isolation, but of empowerment. The Stoics teach us that within each of us lies the wisdom, strength, and patience to guide ourselves through even the most difficult of trials. By embracing this inner mentorship, we learn to face challenges with the support of our own steady hand, becoming both the teacher and the student in our journey of resilience and growth. Embrace hardship not as something to survive, but as a path to wisdom, allowing each step to reveal the mentor within. Lesson 8. Conviction through hardship. Viktor Frankl, an Austrian psychiatrist who survived the horrors of the Holocaust during World War II, recounted that during his time in concentration camps, he observed that those who survived were often the ones who held on to a sense of purpose, a reason to live beyond their immediate suffering. Frankl's conviction that life has meaning even in the worst circumstances helped him endure unspeakable hardship. His experiences later became the foundation for his book, Man's Search for Meaning, which has inspired millions. Frankl's story illustrates how adversity reveals what we value most, shaping convictions that guide us through even the darkest hours. His journey teaches us that hardship not only tests conviction, but deepens it, anchoring it in profound understanding. Consider the story of Ernest Shackleton and his crew on the fateful Antarctic expedition aboard the Endurance in 1914. Shackleton and his men set sail with a clear purpose: to be the first to cross the Antarctic continent. However, their journey took an unexpected turn when their ship became trapped in the crushing ice floes of the Weddell Sea. The men were stranded thousands of miles from civilization, surrounded by relentless cold, darkness, and isolation. For nearly 2 years, Shackleton led his crew through brutal conditions, enduring freezing temperatures, dwindling rations, and the psychological toll of utter isolation. Yet throughout the ordeal, Shackleton remained committed to a single, unwavering conviction: that he would bring every one of his men home safely. This belief became his anchor, guiding every decision, every action. In the face of starvation, frostbite, and despair, Shackleton held his men together, inspiring them to hold on to hope with relentless resolve. When all seemed lost, Shackleton took the most desperate risk of all, leading a small crew on an 800-mile journey across the open ocean in a tiny lifeboat, through some of the world's most treacherous waters, to reach help. Against all odds, he made it, and eventually, every one of his men was rescued. Shackleton's story is a testament to the power of conviction. His unyielding belief in his responsibility to his crew and his commitment to their survival sustained them through unimaginable hardship. His conviction transformed what could have been a tragic story into one of the greatest tales of survival, resilience, and leadership. Like Shackleton, the Stoics teach us that conviction is our guiding star, the force that keeps us steady and purposeful even in the darkest times. Shackleton's belief was not just a thought. It was an unbreakable truth within him, forged and tested through hardship. His story reminds us that when we hold firmly to our convictions, we gain the strength to navigate life's roughest seas and bring ourselves, and those who depend on us, safely home. Consider the journey of Steve Jobs, whose conviction in creating beautifully designed and innovative technology shaped his career and revolutionized multiple industries. In 1985, Jobs faced a crushing setback when he was ousted from the company he co-founded, Apple. Many would have been discouraged, but Jobs used this hardship as a catalyst, reflecting deeply on his purpose and values. He later founded Next and acquired Pixar, and through these experiences, his belief in design, simplicity, and user-centered innovation grew stronger. When he eventually returned to Apple, his refined convictions guided him to transform the company, launching groundbreaking products like the iPhone, iPod, and MacBook. Jobs' journey demonstrates how adversity can crystallize our convictions, turning obstacles into stepping stones toward greater purpose and impact. Elon Musk's story is another powerful example of conviction strengthened through hardship. Driven by his belief in a future where humanity is multiplanetary and reliant on sustainable energy, Musk poured his resources into SpaceX and Tesla. In 2008, both companies faced near financial collapse, and Musk found himself struggling to keep them afloat. Many advised him to abandon one of the ventures, yet his commitment to his vision kept him resolute. Instead of surrendering to doubt, Musk doubled down, putting his last remaining funds into his companies and staying deeply involved to ensure their survival. Today, SpaceX has reshaped space exploration, and Tesla has revolutionized the electric vehicle industry. Musk's conviction allowed him to navigate his darkest hours, proving that an unbreakable commitment to a mission can drive us through even the greatest trials. Both Jobs and Musk faced setbacks that could have easily derailed their paths, but each used these moments to re-examine and deepen their beliefs. Their stories illustrate the Stoic idea that hardship doesn't weaken conviction. It strengthens it, transforming it into something unshakable. True conviction, the Stoics would say, isn't merely holding an opinion. It's a belief that guides us like a compass, steadying us through life's storms and pushing us forward with purpose. In our comfort-driven society, it's easy to lose sight of our convictions, bending to the whims of convenience and fleeting desires. But the Stoics remind us that conviction is our anchor, holding us steady amidst life's storms. It gives us the courage to persevere, the strength to say no when it matters, and the power to move forward with purpose. Conviction is the backbone of a meaningful life. Each hardship we encounter strengthens it, helping us build a foundation of beliefs that no adversity can erode.